A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. Each year, the state has selected one city in each of its 10 areas for a $10 million downtown revitalization initiative grant. The program was put on hold last year because of the pandemic, so this year each region of the state will have $20 million available for either one community or $10 million each for two municipalities. The city of Beacon will be applying for $10 million to make over its downtown with specific components, says city consultant John Clark.
Integrate the mile-long Main Street corridor with bus stops and visitor kiosks over every 3 to 4 blocks at priority redevelopment sites, transforming paved areas near civic uses into parks, mixed-use buildings, job creation centers, and affordable housing.
To date, the cities of Middletown, Kingston, Peekskill, and New Rochelle have each been selected for $10 million DRI grants. The cities of Newburgh, Port Jervis, and Poughkeepsie also plan on submitting applications for the current round. Earlier this month, Dutchess County Executive Mark Molinaro joined Riverkeeper to take a look at the Blue Point Railroad Bridge between Highland and Milton that appears unsafe. Immediately following the tour, Molinaro contacted CSX and the State Transportation Department about the bridge. In a letter to CSX, Molinaro called for an independent investigation of the bridge that's used by freight trains that routinely carry dangerous petroleum products. Noting that the bridge is sagging with temporary support of wood and concrete, Molinaro says given the hazardous nature of some of the product being transported on the line, as well as the line's proximity to the Hudson River and the drinking water intakes used by Poughkeepsie and Lloyd, it's essential the bridge be immediately inspected by an independent state-appointed rail bridge engineer and repaired as soon as possible. More news right after this.
Galleria at Crystal Run is hosting an in-person Get Hired job fair event Wednesday, September 15th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Center Court. Local employers can interview, screen, and hire workers. Employers from a variety of industries will be in attendance looking for candidates at all skill levels. Legoland New York, Resorts World Catskills, and Heritage Financial Credit Union, along with JCPenney, Claire's, Macy's, Zales, and many other mall businesses. It's free to attend for all job seekers. Bring resumes and dress for your success. Interested in participating in the Get Hired job fair event Wednesday, September 15th? Contact the Galleria at Crystal Run or visit GalleriaCrystalRun.com.
In response to major flooding due to Tropical Depression Ida, Governor Kathy Hochul has declared a state of emergency in several area counties, including Orange, Dutchess, Putnam, Sullivan, Ulster, and Westchester. In the Hudson Valley Catskills, roads and basements were flooded. Trees fell, blocking roads and disrupting power. Metro North service was suspended overnight due to flooding, downed trees, and power outages. Overnight, the Yogi Bear campground in Gardner was evacuated because of rising waters of the Wallkill River. All campers were moved to the Gardner Firehouse. Plans to annex 2 parcels of land from the town of Deer Park to the city of Port Jervis are nearing completion. The mutually agreed upon arrangement has been in the works for several years, and Mayor Kelly Decker said the deal could be finalized before the end of the year. Uses for both parcels have already been determined, he said.
You will have in the Equity Homes end will be commercial properties, things like stores and restaurants and hotels, whereas on the Dix Concrete end is more of a light industry.
Both parcels are expected to bring significant additional ratables to the city of Port Jervis. Orange County Executive Stephen Newhouse has announced that 8 municipalities have been approved for a total of more than $2 million through the 2022 Community Development Block Grant and Home Investment Partnerships Program funded by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. The largest allocation, $800,000, is earmarked for the city of Middletown to rehabilitate the O&W train station building. The village of Walden is expected to get $125,000. The village of Monroe, $375,000. Town of Chester, $125,000. Village of Warwick, more than $108,000. Town of Warwick, $25,000. And Town of Monroe, $125,000. If you worked at or visited the Department of Registration at the Board of Education on Grant Street on August 26th or 27th, you may have been exposed to COVID-19, Newburgh School District officials said. An individual who has tested positive for COVID-19 was at that location during the time. Officials say persons who were there should watch for symptoms of COVID-19 until September 6th. A Livingston, New Jersey teen was killed when he fell off a cliff while hiking with his mother at Minnewaska State Park last Sunday. State police identified the victim as 13-year-old Jason Wu. Police say he had sat down on a cliff at around 5:15 p.m. and fell 120 feet to his death. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.